Samad, and welcome to Final 50, where I traveled to the last 50 countries on Earth. And on this journey, we are in the Qatar 2022 World Cup. This is my 7th World Cup, and I'm already loving it here. Let's go check out the games, hang out with the fans, and explore the amazing country of Qatar. Yalla, let's go do this. All right, so woke up early this morning, tried to get a ticket to the Brazil game so I could freaking cheer my team against Croatia in the quarterfinals. Bought the ticket on StubHub. It's a pretty good deal for a Category 1 seat. Super excited. I think I'm going to download it. It should hopefully work out. And hopefully I make it to the game. It should be awesome. So let's go get this World Cup. Now, Qatar 2022 was going to be my 7th World Cup. I'm crazy for World Cups because of the vibes, the games, the fans, and exploring new countries. I've been going to every one of them since 1994, from France to South Africa, Brazil to Russia. So I was super excited to go to Qatar since it was the first time it's being hosted by a Middle Eastern country.
In order to ensure smooth disembarkation process, we ask you in seated until the door ahead.
So I'm hauling ass right to the airport, which is super clean, super beautiful, and super efficient. Went right through customs very, very quickly. Crossing through now, trying to get to the game as fast as I can. Go Brazil. Rocking it here. You gotta walk 2 freaking kilometers from where they drop you off to get to the stadium. Kicking it with my freaking Palestinian brother. As you can imagine, Brazilian fans come in all shapes and sizes, from all countries, all political backgrounds. Freaking amazing fans. Amazing team. You can see them right there. We're walking up. We're gonna kill it. And I'm wearing my Iraqi flag. Once you get in, a Bluetooth activates your card with, I assume, geofencing. Man, this place is tech savvy. And then you go through the gates and you are in. All right, so right now we just got through the security. Took us about 5 minutes. Super excited to see Croatia against Brazil in the quarterfinal game. Cheering for my Brazils with my Iraqi flag over here in Education City Stadium in Doha. Excited for Brazil hopefully to win and hopefully make it to the end and win. I don't know how I ended up getting seats with all the Croatian fans. I'm gonna have to cheer my butt off for Brazil. They're over there. I'm on the wrong side. I switched over to the Brazilian section. Couldn't deal with the Croatians anymore. The game started off slow, then picked up in the second half as Brazil took 7 shots on goal right in front of me. Then Brazil scored and the crowd went nuts. However, Brazil took its foot off the gas in the second period of overtime and Croatia scored, sending the game into dreaded penalties. I couldn't directly watch and prayed that Brazil would win, but Croatia ended up prevailing and going to the semifinals. Just walking back, try to see if I can catch another game tonight. Burned out, tired, sad, depressed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I had first visited Qatar in 2008, but the city was now almost unrecognizable. So much had changed and for the better since the country had spent over $200 billion on preparation for the World Cup since 2010. I found it to be super clean and there were tons of public transportation options, new hotels, skyscrapers, restaurants of all varieties, walking paths, and even the famous Souq Waqf had an incredible makeover. And luckily for us, the fans, the weather was amazing too. So what's really beautiful about this World Cup is how Arabified it became. Kind of Qatar as a host, as an Arab nation, has been able to kind of infuse that into the sport itself. And so what you're getting here is that you have flags of all the different countries that participated in this World Cup. Japan, Holland, you've got the US, you've got Brazil over here. You also got those kind of that dress, you know, the galabia, the traditional galabia. So you're getting a lot of these traditional wares and things that are now being infused within the World Cup culture. So today is a big game, the quarterfinals, Morocco against Portugal. So you're seeing a ton of Portuguese and Moroccan, especially Moroccan fans here in Souq Waqf, which is kind of like the main nerve center where all the fans are hanging out. Beautiful thing about Qatar, again, is the fact that all the games are happening right next to each other. So you always find all the fans just kind of like fraternizing in the same location. Super exciting. But you also see a lot of Palestinian flags as well. I feel like there's a lot of a surge of Arab nationalism that has come out of this game specifically in terms of how far Morocco has gotten in this World Cup.
There are several fan zones across Doha, some of which can take up to 40,000 viewers. This one in Al-Bid'ah has a beautiful backdrop of the city, tons of food stalls, monster screens, and fun games for everyone. Though it was definitely a lot harder to get into than I expected, with lines that took almost an hour and a half to check security, haya cards, and ensure that we don't exceed capacity.
Tons of food options here from different countries, and it is pretty cool, man. These fan zones are awesome. Unreal scenes, unreal. What a win, what a win. All right, got a last minute ticket to the England-France quarterfinal. I'm running because there's a couple of minutes to kick off in that beautiful stadium at Beit, which is kind of near the middle of the desert, 30, 40 kilometers from the center of Doha, but super organized. We had a ton of buses waiting for us, and we gunned it over here. Should make it by kickoff. Allez le bleu.
The game was slow at times, and the fans were nowhere near as dynamic as those from Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico. But it was still a great overall experience, especially seeing the amazing Al Bayt Stadium, built to reflect a traditional tent in the desert.
Just ran here from the center of Doha to get to Stadium 974, which is made out of 974 recyclable containers, which are going to be dismantled at the end of this World Cup. Falcons are incredibly important to this country and to countries in the Gulf region, the Emirates, Saudi Arabia, even Iraq, and going into the Levant. Now, what's fascinating about falconries, there's so much that goes into it. These birds are part and parcel of the Bedouin traditions and culture, and so people hang on to it with dear life in terms of its history, its traditions, its pedigree. And what you find with these incredible birds, the falcons, is that they come from different pedigrees. These birds are exceptional hunters. They can see almost 10 kilometers. And I want to show you some of those beautiful animals so that you can get a sense of how important they are. And I just bumped into this incredible place, a place where they actually sell these birds throughout the country and throughout the region.
During my visit to the Falcon Souq, I met Ahmed of Syrian origin, whose family have been breeding and selling falcons for generations, and Arturo from Sinaloa, Mexico, who has gained worldwide acclaim for rescuing all sorts of animals. Both taught me so much about these falcons, like how they can dive up to 350 kilometers when targeting their prey, how they have 2 eyelids to allow them to survive such velocity, how they can be sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars for their sheer beauty, and so much more.
So these are used to hold them down when they're kind of perched. Over here, you'll see, oh, that's the hell out of me. You have the leather gloves to be able to hold on to the claws, because the claws are incredibly sharp. And down here, you'll see this guy's actually sewing the masks that they use for these incredibly beautiful birds.
I was then invited by a local friend, Suhaim, to have lunch in his family's majlis. A majlis is a place where guests are invited to lounge, dine, and spend time with their hosts and their family. A family may have several majlises in one home for public guests, private guests, and family members only. For that lunch, Suhaim invited people of all backgrounds for a delicious meal that had European, Middle Eastern, and local Gulf Arab cuisine.
So this is Katara, which is an area designated in Doha that hosts local festivals, events, and so forth, really pronouncing the culture and traditions of Qatar and really countries in the region. You can see a dhow over there, the traditional boat. They've got this little island over here that they have for food and activities. and just a nice chill area place where people just kind of come together. It was opened in 2010. I remember when I first came here a couple of years later, and it really has grown a lot because the city has grown so much around it. But very, very beautiful, really kind of captures the traditions of Qatar. Yemeni coffee, some of the best in the world. Ooh. That's good. What's crazy is the consistency looks a little yellowish, but really good. Eso! So Qatar is known for its fish, and this is hamur, which is delicious. So in the downtown area of Doha, there's a place called Mshrieb, which is really, really nice. They kind of redid it and just a beautiful area. And what I really like about it, other than there's a lot of business buildings, is that they have a lot of street cafes, which is really, really cool. Just to kind of take the whole experience in. Now, obviously in summertime, I'm sure this place would be pretty damn hot. But now in the winter, it is really, really nice, temperate, and you find a lot of people walking around and just kind of taking it all in and enjoying it. So this is the National Museum of Qatar, completed in 2019 in the same site as the majlis of Sheikh Jassim, which was literally one of the most historic buildings and monuments in Qatar, which is just absolutely beautiful, created in a way that really mimics the desert rose, a beautiful, beautiful kind of testament to Qatari nationality, identity. It's very kind of advanced in terms of its exhibitions, and really, really just a really beautiful structure as a museum in and of itself. Okay, I'm with Argentinian fans, trust me. These guys are in full force. I'd say 60, 70,000 of them in Qatar. They're gonna tell us a prediction for tomorrow. Go tell me, what is it?
Okay, my prediction is 2-0, 2-0.
2-0, you say? 3-1?
2-0.
2-0. These guys are being conservative. I'm hoping it's gonna be at least 3-0. Guys, we got some Croatians. Where are you guys from in Croatia?
We are from Dubrovnik and she's
Zagreb.
from Zagreb.
Yeah. Amazing cities. I love Dubrovnik. You guys tell me what's the score tomorrow. You go.
2-1 for
2-1.
Croatia.
Okay.
3-0.
Damn!
3-0. It will be
3-0.
the same like 4 years ago,
Yeah.
so we are not afraid. So, Messi, you can go to the airport together with Neymar, with Ronaldo, all your friends, you can go.
Okay, guys, you heard it first, right here, right now.
Está la banda de Argentina que está bailando de la cabeza.
All right, my first World Cup semi-final, Croatia against Argentina in the biggest stadium in Qatar, over 88,000 people in the capacity for Lusail Stadium. Let's go check it out and go Argentina.
Now, some people may be wondering, how can I cheer for both Brazil and Argentina? Well, as a football fan who loves the game, I can appreciate all incredible teams, regardless of their historic rivalries. While I have supported Brazil since I started watching football as a kid, I also developed admiration for Argentina because of amazing players like Maradona, Batistuta, and most recently, Messi. So I was super pumped about this game and really wanted to see Argentina go through to the finals. The game did not disappoint as Messi shined like a star and the team dominated Croatia 3-0. And of course, the fans were some of the most intense and exciting to watch ever.
What surprised you? What did you like about being in Qatar and so forth?
The weather is not as bad as we expected.
So safe
Super safe.
and yes, good for a woman to walk in the streets during the night alone. It's no problem. So much to do.
Hospitality of the people.
A few Qatari friends of Yemeni heritage took me to a unique experience just before leaving the country. I spent the evening with several families in this desert hideaway known as an inna, dining, playing volleyball, and lounging in their traditional tent majlises in the middle of the desert. What a unique way to wind down my incredible trip to Qatar.
And I was invited to come out here, really kind of experience this for myself, to really see another facet of Qatari life that, one doesn't really get when you're hanging out just in the developed central part of Doha. All right, we're having a traditional lamb, typically eaten on the floor with rice. Looks like kind of lentils. It is very, very traditional, and it's traditional between those who are Qatari and of Yemeni origin as well. So let's see how this is. So you get it, then you push it with your thumb. So good. You can taste the raisins in there. So the way that you clean your hand after eating with your hand is you rub it in sand like this, so that it gets rid of the fat and the grease on your hand, and then you go ahead and you wash it in the sink. Genius.
The World Cup in Qatar exceeded all expectations. The quality of the games, historic upsets, the sheer Herculean effort put into the tournament by all those involved from all backgrounds truly blew my mind. But for all the fans I spoke with, they said it was the hospitality of the people, the safety of the city, the diversity of the traditions and rich culture that made their time in Qatar and this World Cup one of the most unforgettable in recent memory. Well, I hope you enjoyed this journey during the 22nd edition of the FIFA World Cup and saw why I'm so obsessed with this tournament for the last 30 years. And I also hope you enjoyed this journey through Qatar. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe by clicking over here. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and look forward to seeing you on my next journey. Now let's go get these finals. Right, guys?